on CMA. We were talking about this week, so I think he's got some stories to tell, if you don't mind. Okay, so it's time to begin the announcements. Each inductee will be introduced by a friend of their choosing. The first category is the recording and/or touring musician active prior to 1980 category. Our first introductory speaker is a former CMA Entertainer of the Year, known as a great singer and songwriter, as well as a great actor. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame 2 years ago, and it was my privilege to get to call him and tell him he was going in then and get to share this moment with him. And today it's my privilege to introduce him to you all again, Mr. Mel Tillis.
Thank you so much. My name is Mel Tillis. I'm Pam's daddy. So nice to have all of you here. And I'm honored to announce that, well, this year's Hall of Fame inductee in recording and touring musician. What time is this supposed to be over with? and I'm proud to announce, and he's my friend, is Mr. Charlie McCoy. Story about Charlie. We were down in Miami, I believe, in 1959, and we were doing a package show at the Dade County Auditorium. And in those days, you know, if you did a show and you stayed over, you went to the honky-tonks in town. We found a honky-tonk, and the name of it was Club 17. I believe me and Carl Perkins and Johnny Horton, I think, was along with us. We went over there to the club. And there was a young man on stage, and boy, he could play all the instruments up there. He could sing, he could do it all. And after they took an intermission, I went and introduced myself. And I said, "How old are you?" He said, 17. And I said, "Well, how are you able to perform in a club like this?" I said, "You're not old enough to be here." And then he introduced me to his daddy. And I met his dad, and I invited him to come to Nashville. And he did. He showed up. And I introduced him to Mr. Jim Denny. And then he asked him, he said, "What can you play?" He said, "Everything." And he said, "Okay," he said, "We need a harmonica player." He said, "I'll be back." And he went back to Miami. And he came back up for about 3 or 4 months after that, and he had a bag full of harmonica. He had every harmonica that you could name, every key. And he's been up here ever since. And he's done a hell of a job, I think. He's been on everybody. Hey, he did the guitar thing, that that I wrote on Detroit City. He did that on the record for Bobby Barrett. And I didn't know that. I just found that out, you know. And I got a little story here that I'd like to tell.